We have already said many times that there are plans to create a European Islamic Caliphate in Europe. The global elites are trying to create a society that will be based on the principles of future archaics. That is, Europe will have social relations approximately at the level of the Middle Ages. At the same time, the technological base will correspond to the middle of the 20th century. These new states of things implies that the population that will come and form new languages and new states in Europe should not get high-tech industries, particularly nuclear energy. Look, Germany has already virtually destroyed its nuclear power industry. Now this country replaces it with coal, very eco-friendly indeed. And now a blow has been struck against France. This strike will curtail the nuclear power industry in this country. Whatever shipbuilding France had, but within the framework of nuclear submarines, it was a high-tech production. And now mechanical engineering, aircraft construction, and the entire technical and technological sphere are being put at risk. France is being deprived of the opportunity to realize its scientific potential. What is money? Money is extremely generalized information about the product exchange. What implications will France face due to the breakdown of this contract? This means that the country is now gradually falling out of the global product exchange and out of receiving some materials, resources, and competencies. If the country cannot earn money in this area, then equipment, machinery cannot just stand there unused. They will also have to be rolled up. They must have thought about that in advance. So France was deliberately cheated, and all the hype around the construction of submarines in France covered up other activities. While they were making noise about France, preparatory work on the production of submarines was being carried out in Australia. To build and then maintain submarines, you need a certain infrastructure, and you need to prepare for this in advance. When the preparatory part in France was ready and the moment came when it was necessary to start working properly, France was told, "Oh, we are sorry." And France immediately fetches a blow. In Australia, all the work continues, but France gets nothing, and Europe gets a sharp economic blow. In addition, resistance to migration invasion and the formation of new peoples, new states on the territory of Europe is dramatically reducing. When they tell us that Europe will fight with us, with Russia, look at how they set each other up. They cannot deal with one another. If they need to fight with someone, they choose to go against an opponent who is significantly weaker in technologies. And if it is necessary to confront a strong and technologically advanced state like Russia, then they always hope for betrayal inside this strong state. Similar hopes also apply to Russia. But those elites in Russia who are counting on betrayal should at least think. Then they will have to save themselves by grabbing the landing gear of a departing plane, like in Afghanistan. If they listen to the president of Russia, then everything would be fine for everyone, because everyone's interest would be respected. But the elitists want to serve their overseas masters by any means. They ignore the interests of the Russian people. Look at France. Here is an example of partnership, allied relations. Watch and evaluate. Now what that boils down to this. Two centers of concentration of controlling, China and Iran. From the point of view of global controlling, each of these countries should not be too independent to challenge the global elites, as the United States did. To do this, there must be an equalizer represented by Australia. At the same time, Australia is a zone when the global elites moved to settle in an ecologically clean region. Thus, a blow was struck to the European identity. European states have been exposed to a greater extent for destruction. In other words, there are processes that prepare people to destroy the existing state structure in Europe, as well as the European economy. To do this, Europe was flooded with migration flows in order to create new languages, new peoples. This is a huge and interesting topic to discuss.